Hi, I'm LaKeshia.
Hey, I'm Natalie.
And this is Life Cracks Us Up.
So I have lately just been kind of grappling with mom guilt. Like just having certain things that have been running through my head, like, wow, you could have did that better. Or wow, you should really change the way you're doing this. Or, you should try harder to be da 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 da. So what made me kind of start thinking, like really, really kind of digging into the whole quote unquote mom guilt thing is I've come to the realization that I'm it for my girls. I wish that I had worked harder to give them a male role model in the house, like somebody who shows just a way for them to see what a relationship is supposed a healthy relationship is supposed to look like. Yeah. um I don't I have confidence in my girls that they're smart enough to make the right choices in life. And this isn't to say that you have to have a man in the house or a significant other in the house, but I wish they had that to see, because that whole generational curse thing, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but my mom and my dad split up when I was younger, which was fine by me. My mom has been with my stepdad now for 35 years, something crazy like that. They don't have their traditional grandmother grandfather relationship, you know what I mean? So my girls, when they see my mom and my stepdad, who's my dad, I hate the word stepdad, but I need to differentiate sometimes between my biological dad, who I love very much, and my stepdad, who I love very much. But they don't have, the standard, husband wife relationship. So I don't have anything to show them in terms of, what it should look like. Both of my girls have said things like, "Oh, I'm a strong, independent woman," and my youngest, she's 11, and she literally says, "I'm a strong, independent black woman."
Well, I tell you, here's this bill. I need some help on some independent little black girl.
Independent, right. Although she is quick to say, "Can we go get something to eat?" And I say, "I don't have money for," and she's like, "I'll buy it for everybody," because she actually does have money.
Oh,
they actually do. Yeah. I digress. But yeah, so it's almost like I'm cheating them out of that, being able to see that.
And I feel you on that. I totally understand what you're saying about having that male in the house as a relationship, but it's not something you can force, to have it there. Because if you haven't found the person that you choose to mate with, who's going through, no, mate is when you make.
Girl,
no, we just join. We just
I was
gonna
say having somebody to mate with.
No, you're trying to mate. You're just trying to conjoin. Trying to what is it? Male. What is it with the Star Trek? They wanna. Oh,
Star Trek.
Is it Star Trek?
I don't know nothing about no damn Star Trek.
Ooh. Well, I'm trying to say, when you just want somebody to connect with. You don't need to procreate. You just want to connect.
Yeah. Okay. The only thing I know about space is Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, the movie.
You know what?
All hail Mel Brooks.
No, I do not. I've not watched that Spaceballs.
Man, Spaceballs was the shit.
As you keep telling me.
You know what? We're gonna take a whole episode and just watch Spaceballs.
Make me watch Spaceballs.
Oh, I'm gonna make you watch Spaceballs. The part where they were in the desert, and all the white guys had a comb, and he was like, "Comb the desert." So all the white guys were out there literally with this huge ass comb, and they were raking the desert. And they were like, "Did you find anything?" And they're like, "No, sir, we didn't find a thing." And then they show these two black guys, and they're out there with a big ass pick.
Oh,
and they're raking the sand, and they're like, "Did you two find anything?" And they're like, "We ain't found shit." Yo, when I tell you, that movie is hilarious. Sometimes it's okay to make fun of black people, and those movies are the way to do it. Okay. Don't get me started on Blazing Saddles. Okay. I digress.
Yes, you do.
I digress.
Where was I, as a matter of fact?
So you were making a very valid point that I can't force a relationship, but maybe that maybe I need to kind of play with my words a little bit then. Not necessarily mom guilt, but single mom guilt. And the reason I say that is because I don't try to find a significant other. I don't put myself out there to do it. So I'm shorting them because I'm not even trying to find anybody. Can I tell you, and I mean this legitimately, the thought of having to go through that whole dating thing, getting to know you from scratch, eating in front of you, shitting in the same house. Do I fart in front of you? Do I not fart?
No, totally. You gotta fart. You gotta fart. Because if you don't fart, you get all backed up in there, and that's another whole problem.
Yes,
so
intestinal issues.
Yeah, so you must fart. You must fart.
Isn't that how you met old boy?
Yeah.
Going on a walk
and
to
had to
expel
get
your
that gas out and get that gas out. So yes, the moral of the story is yes, fart.
You gotta fart.
Gotta fart.
But yeah, just the thought of having to meet somebody from scratch, it actually makes my heart beat a little faster. Like it gives me anxiety. I also think about I've lived on my own for so long. Even my last relationship, we were in two different places. Living by myself for this long and doing things the way I want them done in a house makes me jittery thinking about having to combining households. Where are you going? When you coming back?
Oh no.
Can I like that kind of it literally.
But well, okay, so just because you don't have a partner in there for them, what about positive male role models? Like there's someone they can see what a good man is.
That they have in spades. They have that in spades. One of my best friends, he has a very close relationship with my girls, especially my oldest one, not to discount the youngest, but especially my oldest because they already knew one another before my youngest came into the picture. But he's very good with both of them. When we weren't speaking, let me go back and use the words he uses. When I wasn't speaking to him, because we went through a little shaky era around a couple of years ago, where I did not speak for, I don't know, a year, 3 months, 4 months, some shit like that. I don't know. But in that time, he still kept in touch with my daughter and she kept in touch with him. And my youngest, of course, doesn't have a cell phone and will not have one for quite some time because that's some bullshit. But yeah, they maintained a relationship. And even though he couldn't talk to my youngest all the time, if they were in passing or something, there was always an exchange. So they have him. They have my other best friend's husband who, that's uncle to them. I gotta start asking people if I'm allowed to use their name because it makes so much. I just would love when I'm saying something nice about somebody to use their name. But yeah, they have that relationship. And I don't know if you remember, but back when my oldest was probably, I want to say first grade, she was even cheering then, but she had a cheer banquet and your husband stepped up and came all the way from Newport News to damn near the ocean front for a banquet, her cheer banquet that she had. I mean, he was in his suit and looking all super handsome and she had on her cute little dress, but he made sure that my daughter had a father figure there
to go there. So
that was like, that meant the entire world. I'll be damned if I ain't teared up again. Yes, like, oh my gosh, because I don't think that people understand the impact that has on, he was just doing it to be sweet and to be who he is, but I don't think he was doing it to think about the impact he had on us. He was just thinking, I don't want her to be there without that father figure. And oh my gosh, their dance. You remember their first dance? They looked like little Frankensteins when they were dancing. That was so cute. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think that he realized in that moment the impact he would have on the two of us. So I'm on my way out, just rethank him for that. But yeah, so they're not shy role models, but what I want them to see is how a relationship works, a monogamous, healthy relationship between a man and a woman. Now, when I say man and a woman, I'm just talking about my situation. They may grow up to be woman and woman, they, them, that, I don't know. But I just want them to see what a healthy relationship looks like.
Because I did struggle with that because I did not grow up with a father figure, even positive male role model. I just didn't have, and so I did have a lot of issues dealing with men, especially like in an authoritative figure. When I first joined the military, that was a little rough. Some man trying to tell me what to do, like I don't know, I don't, it's just my mama. It's like
yeah.
So yeah, I understand what you're saying about that, but I think they're going to be okay because you talk to them as well.
I absolutely do.
You tell
1000%.
them it doesn't have to be this way just because this is what it is. And then, like I said, they do have these other people that they see in these good relationships. So that's good that you do have them around that. Like I said, I didn't even have that option. It's like a really healthy, couple relationship. Like, what was that? I had no concept of it. So you're doing a good job, Mom.
Gee, thanks. But, I'm also blessed in the sense that I think I might have mentioned this before. All of my best friends are married. I'm the only one who's not. So I'm starting to think it's me and not them. But so it's not that they don't see healthy relationships. They just don't see me in one. But they've got you and your husband. They've got, damn it, I can't use anybody's names. My BFF of oh my gosh, we've been friends now 40 years. But they know that's a healthy relationship. They look at Uncle so and so, and they know that's a healthy relationship.
But, I'm thinking like maybe it's okay because they see both sides. Like you don't have to have someone, like you said before, but it's okay.
But I want them to.
But not everybody wants to be mated up like that. Like you said, you might want somebody who they stay over there, you stay over here, and you have a decent relationship. So I think it's positive that they don't, if they choose not to, they don't think it's something wrong with it.
No, and I want that too. I want them to be able to make choices, and that's fine with me. I just don't want them to make the choice based on
what they see with you, thinking, thinking I don't need to consider.
Right. I don't want the head shaking side, back and forth, the neck rolling, and the eye rolling. I don't need no man. You don't need one, but want one.
Exactly. That's the way I feel too.
Or I'm gonna stop saying a man. A mate.
Right.
Want one.
Right.
There's nothing like being able to share your time and space with someone, even though it gives me anxiety now because I haven't done it for so long. But when I was in relationships, I loved being in relationships. I loved it. But now I've gone too long. And like I said, the thought of getting in one kind of frightens me a little bit.
Oh, I understand what you're talking about. Like when I stopped working and didn't go to work and get out there on the roads, girl, I'm telling you, when I got out in traffic again, I was like, oh Lord, I can't do this. So I know what you mean.
It's
after you get out of it in a way.
So right now we're going to take a break. And you can like, share, follow, and subscribe.
You're out of it for a while and then try to get back into it. So I totally understand. But, I just, like I said, you're doing a good thing to show them that you can be okay without, but you also surround them with people who are in those. So now they know they have a choice and that it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Whatever they choose.
I just hope that it doesn't turn into that generational bullshit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That just goes from generation to generation to generation. I'm not married. Their biological mom's not married. My sister's not married, although she's in a really, good relationship, but she's not married. You know what I mean? And my mom and my dad, my stepdad, my dad, they don't have, they're happy, but they don't have the traditional, so when they see that relationship, it's not, what you would picture as, holding hands and sitting on the couch, kissing on each other and stuff like that. And I mean, they are in their 70s, so
I'm trying to say that.
I don't know how much.
Girl, I heard in the nursing home. In the nursing home they still be getting it.
Girl, that's like the leading place for STDs.
I know, because I figured that's what I heard. Because I guess they don't have to. They figured they're not gonna get pregnant. So they just wilding out there. They just wilding out.
HPV everywhere. Good God. That's how Michael Douglas, isn't that what he said? How he got that
The
throat
throat.
cancer.
Oh
the
gosh.
cunnilingus.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's
Too old to be licking on stuff.
Mm.
Where are you at with it? Like, what do you have anything?
I don't feel
that
guilty
you
about
kinda-
nothing.
I know
No.
that's right. I know
No.
that's right. You know, I hate that saying. Did I ever tell you that?
No.
I hate when people say, I know that's right. And I hate this. That high five. And then when I see women do it at the same time, like, I know that's right. Oh, girl, that bothers me to no end. But go ahead.
Okay. So no, my list is quite long. It's like, what am I not to feel guilty about?
Mm.
But I think that as people get to know me, they're gonna think I'm crazy or whatever. But
Well,
well,
crazy is such a negative, has such a negative connotation. I wouldn't call you crazy.
it's just
Slightly touched.
okay, touched. I'll be touched. But yeah, I think my first thing that I did wrong was becoming a parent.
Mm.
And not that I don't love my child to pieces, but I think I don't think I was really meant to be. I think they put the thing in the wrong one. They put whoever was responsible for putting the fertilizer.
Somebody got fired up and like, what are you doing? You look what you did.
Yeah, they screwed up on that one. So first of all, I didn't know what I was doing. I was way too young to be to be a parent. And so after I had my daughter as a teen, and I realized the struggle was real, and I don't want to struggle anymore. So I decided to join the military.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, you couldn't go in as a single parent.
Right.
So I wanted to go in the Air Force, but they were like,
you couldn't even have a kid.
Yeah,
right?
you had to be married.
Right.
But so I decided to join the Army. And for that one, you just had to have someone to have custody of your child. Mm-hmm. So I gave my mom custody of my baby. And she did not live with me for my first 4 years of enlistment. Yeah. Yes. I mean, I would still see her. I come home, the holidays, and she'd visit or whatever, but it wasn't the same. Yeah. So after my first 4 years of enlistment, she came to live with me. So by then she was like 8. Mm-hmm. And my child. She is very strong-willed.
Absolutely,
yes.
She's very opinionated.
Yes,
she's been that way for as long as I've known her.
She's been that way since before she popped out. Like she determined it was time for her to be born, regardless of what the doctor said. So yeah, she's always.
I picture her coming out being like, "Yo, all these lights! What is that? Come on, where's the blanket? It's cold out here." That's how I picture her coming out.
Yes, because I'm telling you, at night I lay down to go to bed, and it's like. She was starting to party. I mean, I could just envision a disco ball in my belly. She was having the time of her life. She's still a nighttime person, but anyway, I digress. But so when we got back together, and she was a little grown woman, and I had become a soldier, so I am cut and dry by the books, black and white. It's like, so we just really bumped heads because, again, I didn't really know how to be a parent,
and without sounding negative or adding to your guilt, you didn't really know her
exactly,
because she was able to form her own little personality in those 4 years. She knew, she was already who she was going to be,
and she was living like she was used to living with my mom, and that's not how I chose to run things. So yeah, it was a hot daggone mess, a hot mess.
But look at how she turned out. Like, she's pretty dope. She's pretty dope. So I don't know what you think you did wrong, but you did something right because she turned out to be like a super adult. She's an excellent mom. She's an excellent wife. She's a hard worker.
Oh yeah, all of
there are no clear heels involved.
There are no poles,
no pimps. Nobody's walking her around the track. But you did something right, even in spite of what you think you did wrong. She's who she was supposed to be.
Yeah, I hear you with that, but I know I could have made a lot of better decisions to have made her life a lot easier.
I'm sure. Do you guys talk about it?
Not so much now. We've been
more her making wise ass comments.
Yeah, about that she's glad I don't throw books across the room anymore when helping kids with their homework.
Now, was she in the path of the book, or
no? I was just throwing it away from me because I was like, I don't know why you don't get this. It is so easy. You just,
Yo, please don't get me started on this fucking new math and
don't.
homework.
Yes, please don't talk
No,
about
I'm
the
not
math
smarter
stuff.
than a fifth grader. No.
That's why you need new math. The old math worked just fine.
Just
Don't
fine.
get me
I don't even
started.
understand
I
why
don't know
they
why.
did that to those kids.
I don't know.
Tried to teach them all the way around. Girl,
All
they were
you gotta do is get this. Why
they
you gotta
were
do all that?
they were borrowing ones and carrying it across the street,
Right,
up
just like-
over the hill.
It makes
I'm
no
like,
sense.
just right, like, oh my gosh.
Just bring it down.
Yeah.
Just bring it down. I don't need all that
Yeah.
other stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've been
so-
in tears
You
with homework with these kids.
Well, see, so now, like I said, I've gotten a lot better. Well, I can't throw books now because kids don't have books.
I
So
was just gonna say,
that's
those
probably
computers
a
are
MacBook. I can
expensive.
throw a MacBook.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe that's why I don't throw books anymore. But yeah, there's a lot of decisions that I could have done differently. Like she's a fabulous dancer now,
Mhm.
but she was a great dancer then,
Mhm.
and I had to relocate after she had made this like elite dance team,
Mhm.
and I felt so bad.
Yeah.
It's like she could be dancing with Alvin Ailey right now, maybe. But I took that from her.
Now, when you say you took that from her, did you take that from her because you were gallivanting across the country so you could, party more? Or did it unfortunately have to end because you needed to relocate? There's a difference there. And I want you to realize that, because a need and a want are two different things.
I know, but had I planned better, maybe I might not have needed to.
Okay,
And
so
at the
what
time-
it sounds
and
like
also
is
she didn't understand that anyway. I mean, it didn't matter to her why. The point was she was losing this
couldn't-
opportunity.
Right. She didn't understand it then, but as an adult now, which is why I was asking you, do you guys talk about it at all? Does she still harbor that? Or
I don't
does,
know.
as an adult who has to make sacrifices now, does she say, I see. That's what I want for my girls. Even though I'm having to do things differently, than what I would have liked to have done them, I want them to grow up and say,
Now
I see why she did that. So is that the case? Because what it sounds like is, no matter how much, and this is something me and you are going to work on. I'm sorry, you and I are going to work on, but it sounds like every time I'm going to give you encouragement, you're going to find another way you're going to find something else that you could have done better. So when I say, well, was it a want or is it a need? That quick you went into, well, I could have. No, that's not. You did what you had to do in the moment. And unfortunately, yes, she had to leave the dance team, but she is who she's supposed to be. Because even as she was getting older, if dance was her thing, she could have gotten herself into dance. Do you see what I'm saying?
My therapist didn't say that.
Well, tell that bitch she owes me $500. That's what we're going to do there. But I mean, seriously though, right?
Oh gosh. And you're right.
So stop carrying so much on your shoulder. She turned out to be fabulous.
Yeah,
You did
and
something
it's
right.
so crazy to say that. Like, and it's not just because she's my kid, but I really do feel that way about her. Like,
Yeah.
she is spectacular, and I look at her like, how did you survive me?
Yeah.
How?
I mean, well, she survived you because you weren't as bad as you thought you were. Like I said, no clear heels, no syringes, nothing going up her nose, no pipes. No, I mean, I'm being very serious. She could, if you were that bad, she may have been a whole different person. So you had to have done something right.
Wow.
Even if it was just showing her what not to do.
Well, you are 100% right about
I know.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel all my future therapy points. I told you this podcast here is gonna be therapy for me too.
I'm telling you.
Because you're right. I met with somebody and we were talking about, what were we talking about? Breakthroughs for something. And we're sitting in a crowded bar.
Girl,
And
best
she
place
is
to be.
she is talking to me. She's got me in tears
Mhm.
and telling me to let go of that guilt. And I was like, but I can't. I can't do it. But it's tough.
It is though.
Because they say kids don't come with a manual.
No, they absolutely do not.
You don't know.
Even for all the books and the psychology books and the child development books and all that stuff, I appreciate all of them for their efforts. However, there's no one book for like that one book does not apply to everyone because every child is different. Every child has their own personality. Every child has their own opinions. The older they get, the worse they get. But
Yes.
I mean, I can say that I struggle with, I have both of my girls, one's 16 going on 17, senior in high school. Then I've got an 11-year-old, fifth grade, going into junior high. They are two totally different people. And when I say totally different, I mean you would not think they were biologically siblings. They're so different. The other barrier is the age difference.
Yeah.
So they have zero in common. So I sometimes have to, in the same 5 minutes, talk to one way, but speak to the other one a different way. Where from the outside, it may look like if you couldn't see the girls, right? Say there was a wall there, but you were on the other side listening, you would think I was a sucky ass parent and that I had a favorite. And then 5 minutes later, you would think, oh my gosh, the other one is her favorite because I have to treat them differently depending on the moment.
Yeah.
So I do harbor a little guilt there because my youngest doesn't always understand why she can't
do
exactly.
Why?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's because she's older and she can do that. But the same sense, my oldest gets frustrated because I let the 11-year-old get away with some things.
Yeah,
right.
I can imagine.
But I'm like, relax, B. She's 11. Like, relax. So, yeah, sometimes I have to do that.
So then, too, you know, being like you said, a single mom, like you have to be the bad guy sometimes.
All the time. I'm the bad guy all the time.
Right,
there's no one else.
The bad
exactly.
Guy. Right. So this, knees, this guilt stuff.
I have an idea though.
What?
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Okay. All right.
Next time I have to tell one of them no, I'm gonna call you and you tell them no.
Oh, I get to be the bad guy.
You tell them no.
I get to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what? But if you ask around, I'm pretty good at that. So yeah,
I'll get to say.
I would, but
I'll get to say, listen, I don't have a problem with it, but go ask Keish. Whatever she says, that's the answer. I would love nothing more.
You know what? And I will do that for you.
Appreciate you.
For you.
I do appreciate you. I do appreciate
you. Because I was thinking too, another thing is like with moms. I was at a conference not too long ago, and the lady facilitating it was saying how people were trying to make her feel guilty because she had a nanny.
What?
Yeah, exactly. And she was like,
shame on them.
I know. I was like, wish I could have a nanny, but she's out there doing her thing to make money for the baby.
Right.
The little girl was like 3 or less. Like,
and she was there.
Yeah, and she was there. Yeah, she was there. So I was like, that is ridiculous. Like, you can't be a successful mom.
Yeah.
It's like you're a mom or a successful business person. I was like, that's...
right. Like you can't do both. Sometimes you need just that little bit of help.
Talk to me, baby. Converse with me now. We would love to hear what you have to say. I know we're not the only ones who finds life funny. So what's on your mind? Does life crack you up like it cracks us up? We want to hear about it.
If I had the extra funds, if I had disposable income that way, I'd get somebody in my house a couple of days a week just to kind of entertain and do stuff while I got to
down. Exactly. So that could make you a better parent.
Absolutely.
If you had someone to take some of that weight off of you.
Yeah.
So that's just foolishness there.
But you know what all those people, what that stems from.
That's just jealousy.
Yep.
Exactly. Because they wish they could.
Absolutely.
I was like, can I borrow you?
I wish I made better choices.
Right.
So I could afford
can I borrow your nanny? And oh my gosh. Oh, and she wanted to make sure that when the nanny was transporting the child that she was safe, she bought a car for the nanny to use.
That's
to
what's
transfer.
up.
Yeah. I mean, when they go on vacation or whatever, the nanny's there.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be a nanny.
Is she hired?
Is she hired? Right? That might have been a sucky parent, but I'm gonna be a great nanny.
Because now, girl, you know what not to do.
Right? Oh my gosh, yes. And that's what I tell my daughter too. Is like some of the things that I did to her, around her, whatever that she would say something about. Like I said, we don't really talk about it so much now, but I would always tell her. I said, well, now you know what not to do.
Right.
If you knew that was something that shouldn't have been done, don't do it. But I also know that when we finally started getting closer, it was when I was taking a class, early childhood education, I think.
Nothing like the
Girl,
book to fuck up your head.
oh my gosh. I would be sitting in class listening to what you're not supposed to do. I was like, oh my gosh, I totally did that. So after class, I come home and call her, like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know. But oh my gosh, we do have actually a running joke that, they call me Mommy Dearest.
Oh,
yeah.
excellent movie, by the way.
Wire hangers
Excellent
ever.
movie.
Yeah.
Faye Dunaway killed that.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So
she killed that.
yeah, my daughter saw that, and you know what? I let her call me. That's like, okay, I take that. I take that.
That was terrible.
Oh, but I mean, and I have my issues, and like I said, people who know me, they know I'm not. I care for the kids. I care. I will run you over in the street if you mess over a kid.
Yeah.
And I always say I would love to
remember
have
that one time you hit that guy?
I did not hit that guy. I did not hit him. I did not hit him.
Remember he was walking across the street?
No.
And you saw him wag his finger at his son, so you ran him over.
But I always said, Scott, it was like, ma'am, we got a report. But no, it's like I always say, like I would love to have this big old house that all these kids could live there and have all these activities and stuff. But I'm not gonna be there. Yeah. So like I will put all the money. You're right. I will pay for all of this so the kids don't get messed over. But I personally am not the one to be hands on with the children. Yeah. And I say that to say that, like I said, I got my title, Mommy Dearest. Mm-hmm. Well, I've also been crowned raggedy ass grandma. Whoa, raggedy grandma. It's like I told him, I said, the kids don't need to come over until they can, do something like bring me the remote control or something. It's like what
go get me a water.
You know what I'm saying? What service can they provide? Right. So it's like,
see, I'm actually in agreement with you there. My mom and I talk about this all the time. Gosh, if I just had money and land, I would build like all this space and housing, and all my nieces, my nephews, I would bring them all to live there while I lived a few miles down the road.
I'm over there. But I tell you what, I really don't you mess over those kids. I'm gonna check in.
That's
don't
what
you mess over the kids.
Yeah.
But I'm down. That's
straight. What I'm saying. Like I would make sure that everybody's okay. Yeah. I think that I need to say this because I don't want people to think that I go throwing money away on lottery, because I absolutely don't. But every now and again, I do play. I know the odds of winning are slim to very none.
But somebody's got to win.
But somebody's got to win.
Why not me?
So why not me?
Why not me?
So I'll spend the $1,
I know,
the $2 to get the extra bonus number or whatever.
Because you're like, do you play once, twice a year? Like, how you gonna win? Like, hey,
and then
it's my time. I know, right?
Then I don't check. All of a sudden, I go to the store with a stack of tickets, and I'm like, beep.
I got one in my purse. But you're right. Money with no objects. I think kids need. Kids should be kids. They should have a great life. But just because you can create a kid
does not mean you were meant to be
right,
a parent.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So, like I said, that's kind of my guilt is like, should I have had a child? Should I?
Yeah.
But that's why they did that one time. I tried it, didn't care for it. Didn't
do it again.
Check the box, it's done. but I recognize that, and I didn't want to screw up a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. And that was very considerate of you.
Yeah.
It really, truly was. I always told you, I knew I didn't want to have children. I think that it was nothing but the grace of God that I don't think because I was pregnant twice, but I miscarried twice. And I knew that wasn't nothing but God saying, no, I'm not sticking you with that joke.
Right? It's like,
we're going to wrap this up nice and tight real quick. But
you also say too that I felt that you didn't have biological children so that you were available for the children that you have.
And that could very well be the case.
Because we don't know God's plan, and then always tell you he got a sense of humor.
He sure does. They always say, if you want to know, what is it? If you want to know, if you want to make God laugh, tell him what your plans are.
Tell your plans. Yeah. Because I plan to have an empty house.
Yeah. And same here. I was so close. So close.
You were close. I was there. You started out that way. Yeah. I got that way.
Yeah.
It's like I made it.
Yeah, you were done, and then you took. So I was a year, like like I just said, she's off to college in a year,
And you did it
and we're
again.
going into junior
You
high.
did it again.
I got to go through that messy junior high bullshit with these girls, and then through the high school again, like where one of us ain't gonna make it.
Girl, I'm going back. I'm going through working through high school now. It's like, Lord, please.
One of us ain't gonna make it.
Lord, please. But they say he's got that master plan. I wish he had told me. I made it. I don't know what I would have done. Would I have done something like no thank you? Can I say no thank you?
Nah, I still wouldn't trade it. I just think I learn as I go.
Yeah.
And I try not to have too many of those moments that I'm gonna look back on in 20 years and say I wish I had done that different. Differently. That's what I'm hoping for. That's all I can hope for. I do know that my girls and I very rarely share the same opinions on things. This generation is way different than ours.
Yeah.
A whole nother conversation that we can easily spend 35, 40 minutes on. But because things are so different and we're older parents.
Right, and I think we talked about that before.
Yes.
The fact that we're older parents, because like when I did it the first time, like my child was 30. So that's a big difference. So now I got a 15-year-old.
Right.
Like I don't even understand this species.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't
either.
know. I don't either. And I almost kind of sort of feel guilty about that because I don't care to learn.
Right.
I don't care to try to relate to you.
know.
And I know that sounds shitty. And I'm sure the 30-year-old parents, or the 40-year-old parents of teen, whatever the case may be, oh my gosh, very easily.
I had that conversation just the other day.
I don't give a shit
and it's
about
like, because
some of the stuff that's out there. Like
like learning that like the other day, she talking something about that's cap. What's the cap? That's a lie. Well, if there was already a word for it, why did you new words?
Right.
Why did you just say the word? You knew the word. It's like, I feel like like I said, I'm too old for this stuff.
Now I'm gonna flip the script on you because when we were younger, we did the same shit.
Don't tell me that.
We just had better words.
I know.
No cap.
No cap.
For real?
What's that?
You lie.
What? Yes. I know you're right. I did think about that recently.
That's
something
fresh.
else
That's dope.
Yeah.
Word.
But I liked our words better.
That's what I'm saying.
They made more sense.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You knew what we were trying to say by the word.
Exactly.
These ones,
they just pulling stuff out of the air. Like, why? What? Huh?
Yeah, my brother was part of a breakdance crew back in the day. And for like at least a year now, I've been trying to get him to pop lock, which is where he got his name. But I've been trying to get him to pop lock for the girls. Because when I do it, it's not the same because I can't pop lock. But he was like tick tick. So I try to get him to do it for them, but he won't do it. So last night I sent them a thing with just old school dun 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 dun. So I sent that,
escape ring.
But I sent him that, and I was like, "Yo, I know right now you're by yourself. Right. Nobody can see you, and you are killing it right now." I was like, "I know it." He was like, "You're stupid." I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I know you are. I'm gonna catch him one day."
Certain songs, they just bring back memories. We can talk about that too. But that also goes into that generational thing we talked about dating. Yeah, but you can't get with my songs. You play. Girl, you get that dude, that young boy now, you try to play some music. You're like, what?
Yes. So, you know what I listened to on my way over here? Just CeCe Peniston. I listened to Finally. Finally, it's happened to me. Finally, it has happened to me right in front of my face.
I'm one of those people that don't know the words.
Finally. You know the
got
chorus.
The chorus.
You sing that part real loud. Yep, I was listening to CeCe Peniston. It was inside that I cried. Ooh. It was inside that I cried. Yo, that is my shit. No one torn out pieces. Girl, you gotta do the hands. No sounds. That was my ish.
I'm trying to think of a song. Oh God, I see the guy in my head and I can't think of it.
Please say Billy Ocean, because I was just listening to Billy Ocean the other day. Classic.
Girl, I almost lost my virginity to Billy. Not to Billy Ocean, the person, but to Billy Ocean.
I was gonna.
And there's certain songs that take you to certain places. Yeah, I can't listen to Billy Ocean. That just
any particular songs. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
I can't think. I'm so busy trying to think of so many things. Okay. But the other one I was trying to think of was El DeBarge. It was an El DeBarge song I was listening to, and she was like, "Oh, he sounds horrible." It's like, "Girl, shut your face." Shut your mouth.
My daughter said Whitney Houston was overrated. Don't jump on her. Don't jump. I took care of it.
Oh, no. Saying they were watching the Whitney Houston, that movie thing, and she started talking trash about, like, what does she have on and what is she doing? I was like, oh
Yeah, the blasphemy of it all.
These
Yeah.
children.
Yeah. But ask them about a little
And
doggy Bert or
little
a little
anything.
little
Little anything.
Lil.
I was like, I don't know, little baby, the baby,
Yeah,
baby.
Them babies.
What baby? It's like, I don't know. I tell you one thing I don't feel
so
guilty
dated.
about is changing the radio station. Because I was like, I don't know. I don't know what's coming out of his mouth. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
And not for nothing, we how we do. We go all over the place, but we talk about the mom guilt, but we never talk about what we're doing right. You know what I mean? I mean, the music, that's what made me think of it. My daughter, my oldest, listens to everything from Frank Sinatra, and I'm talking sings the whole song.
Ooh.
From Frank Sinatra to Georgia County Line to AC/DC.
Wow. Okay.
Like, her music is so eclectic. Like, she listens to every single genre.
Well,
There's
good.
not one but I did that. She won't give me the credit for it. She doesn't give me credit for introducing her to Nirvana.
Yeah, they can't. It's a kid code.
Yeah. She swears she found Kurt Cobain on her own.
Really? Come on now. She knows better.
Thank
than
you.
that. She knows
But
better than that.
if you look in her room, I think she might have taken the posters down. I think she kind of outgrew her posters. But she had, of course, Nirvana. She had Tears for Fears. I'm telling you, her music, if you play her playlist, you would be in so many different places.
So like when MTV, when MTV was music, TV,
when it was actually music, right.
Because every once in a while I found myself singing some of those old songs. Like, yeah, that was MTV.
Yep.
So
Eminem, Biggie.
Well, she's in there with me. She's gonna get some. She's gonna get a whole bunch of stuff because. Yeah, so you're right. We do some things, right? We do, but you're right. We don't have the clear heels. We don't have the pole, the pipe.
We have responsible children. In spite of our mental, and I'm going to call them mental misgivings, because I think we're doing pretty well, honestly. But in spite of what the shortcomings we've identified, I think we definitely do more good than we do harm.
Yeah, got a point, because my baby could read a map when most kids couldn't.
When most kids couldn't, that's right.
She's definitely,
she could survive out in the wilderness.
And she knows what an MRE tastes like. That when the meal's ready to eat. Yeah. So when the apocalypse comes, she's ready. She's ready. So you're right. I did good.
You did. That's right. That's right. You did well. That's right.
I said good.
You caught that?
Got the grammar patrol here.
I can't help it.
I know. And it's so funny because I knew, like as soon as it rolled out, I was like, she's gonna get me. But I need to work on it. That's another thing too. I've been trying is because kids learn from what we do.
Absolutely.
And I talk like trash. Mm-hmm. So I tried this thing and put a
You speak poorly. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We had a couple on the table. It's like every time you speak poor grammar, you have to put money in.
Ooh.
Girl, that thing runneth over.
You know what I have to stop in my house? One of the other things that I'm gonna pat myself on the back for. Hey, I lost my charm. Oh, there it is. Another thing, speaking of grammar, I cannot stand to hear, and it's more my youngest. So growing up, I've always been told, you talk like a white girl. You sound white. Mm-hmm. And I know you've gotten it too, because we still sound the same way. And my response was always, why? Because I enunciate?
Exactly.
Why? Because I speak proper English? I don't understand. Am I supposed to sound a certain way because I'm Black, or what? Exactly where are we going with this?
Right, exactly.
So with my girls, more so my youngest than my oldest, because she sounds a lot like me. Again, she won't admit it, but she does. But my youngest, she be doing so. Whoa, girls! I stop her immediately. I stop her. I cannot stand it. I'm trying to think of like we're going to.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, what?
But it's the kids at school that do that. But like I said, I do some. But I heard something, and I was trying to think of what it was while you were talking. I don't know what it was. It was so egregious. I was like, you know what? I need 10 push-ups right now.
Yeah.
I just need something so that it locks into your brain the trash that just fell out of your mouth. Like there is no excuse for putting those letters together, right? It's like I don't need the word, just putting all those letters or random letters together. It's like, no.
Yeah. And I absolutely will speak differently. I almost want to say dumb it down. I will, kind of speak differently, but I need for you to know I'm conscious of it. Right. I know that I just said it that way because I wanted it to sound like a certain way.
Because I know that's what I do when I text you sometimes. I like to text. I love to text you trash words because I know it tears your soul up.
I can't, girl.
Like I'm gonna call you,
and I can't help. I will resend an entire text. Thank heavens, iPhone made it where I can edit. Because if something comes out wrong and I catch it, I can go in and edit it.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Well, I don't have that.
Yeah. See, that's the problem with your Android.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
I'm not
talking about you people.
Mm-mm. You people?
You people.
You people? What you mean, you people?
You heard what I said.
Wait a minute. That takes me to another movie, Tropic Thunder, with Robert Downey Jr. and what's his name? Ben Stiller.
You're gonna make me start watching a bunch of movies.
Tropic Thunder is classic. But the Robert Downey Jr. caught a lot of slack for that not too long ago because he was in blackface. But he wasn't in blackface. He was a character who was playing a black soldier. So he was in character. I know you got to see it to get it. But there was this one part where the one guy was like, he said something. He was like, well, you people. And Robert, he was like, what you mean, you people? And he was like, what do you mean, you people? Like, what are you talking about? You have to see Tropic Thunder.
Oh, gosh. I think, have we gotten off topic? I don't know.
We are way off topic. Okay. I feel guilty for not making my children watch Spaceballs.
Oh, Tropic Thunder.
I did try to make them watch Blazing Saddles.
Oh, gosh.
That's, in all seriousness, I've actually been able to expose them to some of that. The Coming to America. Yeah, I know all the curse words in it, but there's no way you can't see Coming to America.
I know, right? Because I'm looking for the royal wipers.
Right.
I say that sometimes.
Classic movie.
Yeah, that's
classic movie.
Yeah.
Trading Places, classic. But some of that I have been able to kind of bring. Breakfast Club.
I saw that a long time ago. I don't.
For a
Molly
quick second,
Ringwald.
I thought you were going to say
I've never seen it.
Molly Ringwald, Judd Nelson.
Yeah.
Judd Nelson.
Judd, I think. What about
Emilio Estevez?
Grease?
Which one? Grease 1?
Girl, don't. One is the only one.
Okay.
One is the only one. I did not love to. I did not love to. No.
So this is. I think this is why I was able to love it so much. I separated those two movies. I didn't look at Grease 2 as.
Then they shouldn't have called
Grease
it
1. I concur.
Okay.
But they had to do it because of T-Birds and Pink Ladies. They could have done it with something else, but I don't think it would have had the same groove, if you will. They were at Rydell, but Grease 1, John Travolta and
favorite.
Olivia
You're the one that I want. You are the one I want.
Baby.
Yeah. Okay. So Judy's School Dropout. So we're gonna definitely have to do.
Go back to
gosh,
school.
We have so gotten off topic, but we're gonna do that another one because yes, we're gonna talk about some movies, some good movies.
Unless she was a hooker. Baby, don't blow it.
Oh,
don't blow it. I'm sorry. I watch way too much
gosh.
TV.
And I used to, that's the crazy thing. I used to watch television. Now I don't. So I don't know anything that's out there now. The memory is part fried, so I don't remember.
We might actually have to have an overnight if you can separate from your husband for overnight.
What? Okay, I try. Movie night?
Yeah.
Movie night.
Yeah, I'm talking about just stay up as late as we can and
that's
just
9:30.
watch movies. So we gotta start watching movies at 2.
So I see why old people wake up so early because we gotta go to bed at 9:15. It's like I'm done. I'm tuckered out.
Oh gosh, that's so true though. That is so
Another
true.
thing with having us being old parents, like my regret, I can't stay up with you, baby. I can't
That's-
stay up with
I
you.
be done with movie night. We try to have movie nights on like Fridays. I'll be ready to turn in at like 10:30.
That's stretching it. I was like, I can't do it.
Do you remember back in the day though? You were just getting dressed to go out at 10.
Right? Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. Yes.
Yes.
Waiting
The thought
for
of
that to go out.
now, the thought of that now, I'm like,
I don't think it started. What time? No, I'm not gonna make it.
not
I'm
gonna
not
make
gonna
it.
make it. But you know what? This just keeps going. It just gets better and better every moment we're talking.
It does.
But I think what I got out of this is that I do need to let go of some of that mom guilt.
You
And I
do.
know I've heard it from you, the therapist, the lady at the bar. But you know, sometimes it's hard. But you know, you're absolutely right. She is who she was meant to be. Just like I had to go through some of the struggles I did to make me who I am. I need to let it go and realize she is great.
She is.
So it's just regardless of it's hard.
It is
It's
hard.
hard.
It
But
is,
I'm gonna but you know, I am gonna work on that. I you know,
the
I'm
first
gonna
part of solving the problem is acknowledging the problem. So you already know that you've done some good. So maybe give yourself credit for that so you can let go of some of that guilt. You're always going to carry some because you're human, but you've identified the fact that you're over guilty. So now maybe you can address the fact that you are over guilty and only deal with the stuff that really had a bearing, which is this big instead of this big that you created.
So hopefully somebody will get something out of that, because I didn't realize it for a long time that I had it, and a lot of the decisions that I made now with her, like, you know, doing too much, it was brought to my attention. It's because I still had that guilt, and I felt I had to do any and everything now for her. Oh my gosh. Okay, last thing, really, for real. We were talking about that the other day, not specifically calling it mom guilt, but the fact that I do too much sometimes. You remember when I took her to her appointment, her doctor's appointment?
Father God.
And see,
Father God.
what had happened was
Father God.
my baby had to have it was emergency surgery, but I mean, it was because of holidays. They couldn't do it like on Friday or whatever around Thanksgiving, so they had to do it the very next day they could. So she made that appointment, and she needed me to take her. It's one of those that you have to stay there. Somebody has to be there with you. So I said, I will do this for my baby because she needs me.
She definitely needed you.
She did.
All of you.
Yeah,
to be nice and present.
I was there.
Yep,
I was there.
Yep.
So the night before, I realized I was feeling a little bit itchy. You know, I was like, I don't know what it is. It's 9:30. I got to go to bed, get ready to take her in the morning. So I wake up in the middle of the night, and my eyes feel a little different. So I go in the bathroom and I look. I was like, hey, honey. I wake up my husband. Can you come look in here for a minute? See what you think? Girl, when I tell you my eyes were swollen, almost shut. Almost shut. I was like, my throat is a little scratchy. I don't know what's going on. I said, but you know what? I feel okay.
I need to upload that picture.
Oh God, I cannot. When I show it to people, I only show it. I won't send it to anybody because I don't want this to come back and haunt me.
Too late, you sent it to me.
But I felt fine. I was like, it's probably an allergic reaction to something. I don't know, but I was thinking about anaphylactic shock. I can breathe. I'm okay. So I go back to bed because I got a few more hours. I think about it though. I said, okay, I got to get up in maybe 2 hours. I had to go and to get ready to take her, and I don't have any insurance. I go to the VA. So I was like, if I go to the VA emergency room, I'm gonna be in there forever. Yeah, I was like, I can't do that. So I go back to bed, get up in time to take her. My husband's like, no. I was like, look, honey, I feel fine. I kept saying, I feel fine. I said, if I'm still like this when she's done, I promise you, I will go to the emergency room. He was so hot with me, so hot. Girl, and I tell you, before I left, he said I looked like I was in a fight with Mike Tyson and lost. But I get there, I drive her to the place, and it's still the time you had to have the mask on for COVID, and I had my glasses on, so you couldn't see that my eyes were all swollen. My one side of my cheek has started to swell up. So we're sitting in there, and I go, they call her back to get her prepped. I was like, good. So I'm a little tired of sitting there, and I was like, all of a sudden I feel a little nauseous. I said, well, let me go, to the bathroom, make sure I'm okay. So I go in the bathroom, look in the mirror. Did you see the movie Hitched with Will Smith when he had that girl lip just fat, eyes almost closed. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I was like, I hope she's almost finished. Let me go out here. So I opened the bathroom door, and it's a one-seater, so it was locked. I was in there. I come out, and the next thing I know, this lady is just like all in my face, like all in my personal space, and there's people making a whole bunch of noise. I was like, what is going on in here? Girl, when they looking at me like, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you have seizures? I was like, what? Girl, when I tell you, evidently what happened was I opened the bathroom door. I guess I took a step or two, passed out, landed in this lady's space. She's not in mine. I'm in hers. I hit the wall, hit my head on the wall. My glasses came off. My mask came off. I probably scared the life out of her. So it looked like somebody attacked me. Like somebody attacked me in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. All the doctors have come from the back. They're just, everybody's around me. And I'm like, what's wrong? What happened?
Yo.
And then it gets worse. So the surgery that she was having, because she's had something similar to this before, she has to go to this one surgery center, get this thing done, and immediately we have to drive to another city for a follow-up. So I asked them, can I take her to her next appointment? They were like, absolutely not. Girl, when I tell you, my daughter called my husband, and so when he got on the phone with me, I was like, are you coming to get her? He was like, hell no, I'm coming to get you. It's like, well, she got to get to her other. So just this past Sunday, we were talking about it, and he's still hot with me. He's like, why would you do that? I was like,
you really did take a pretty big chance, though.
But I felt fine.
Okay,
I didn't know.
How'd that work out?
He was hot. He had to come and get me.
You knew something was wrong when your face looked like Rasputin's. You knew something was wrong.
I felt fine, and I can still breathe. And yeah, I don't even know why I actually passed out. Like I said, it was some type of allergic reaction, but it was just so crazy. But on the positive side, I probably didn't scare that lady to death because I forgot we were at the eye center. She couldn't see. She probably couldn't see me. So luckily the staff was there because everybody in the room had them dark shades on. I probably would have laid there.
Oh my gosh.
I probably would have laid there all day.
She was more shocked at what fell onto her. She couldn't see what fell onto her.
Girl, I'm like, why is this lady in my face? So that mom guilt is real.
Right. You did something right. You went above and beyond to be there for your daughter. Above and beyond.
I'll do it again for you, baby.
Damn near to heaven to be there for your daughter. Damn near to heaven.
Oh, so the message is sometimes you gotta let that mom guilt go.
Yeah, you really do. That's pretty much what I got from this. That there are areas that I could. There are areas where I can do things differently, and areas where I won't do things.
But I tell you what, if you send me money, I'll send you the picture.
Cash app.
Oh, I showed somebody the other day, and I like to watch their face as they see it. Like, damn.
Yeah. That's how I look. I wasn't even with you when I got it, but that's exactly.
I'm just so mad I didn't get that last picture when I was in the bathroom looking like hitched. I'm so mad. I was ready to call the place, the doctor's office, ask if they had a video.
Oh my gosh.
I pay for that.
And the funny part about it is, had you stayed conscious and went out there and said, "Yo, look at my face," they probably said, "We've got something for that."
Right.
You probably would have walked out of there just fine.
And instead, I rolled out. They called they had the fire truck, they had the ambulance. I was like, all of this for me.
Oh my gosh. That's so typical of you too.
Girl, I told that man, he got me in the ambulance and he trying to ask for my phone number. I said,
he got you in the what?
In the ambulance. In the ambulance. He got me in the ambulance.
Crack me up when people
ambulance.
Not another. It is spelled
ambulance.
But it could be pronounced
ambulance.
It's spelled that way.
Ambulance.
So it could.
He had me in that white and red thing with the actually they're gonna turn the lights on for me. He's like, no. But so he's asking me, he's trying to get my information, and he's asking me for my phone number. I said, sir, I'm a happily married woman.
I bet he was like, ma'am, looking at you, you have nothing to worry about. I just need it for the record.
Right. Oh, so I provided entertainment for everyone that day.
And this just keeps giving. I want you to know it just keeps giving. It just keeps giving.
Well, so on that note,
I have had just the grandest time speaking with you today. And I think that we both learned a valuable lesson.
Yes, let that mom guilt go. It might be the end of you.
Absolutely. And if you can't let it go, man, fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
What's up, party people? This is the point in time where we need you to like, share, follow, and subscribe.